This landlord had a serious problem. The Chinese government wanted to tear down his building in Shanghai to make way for a new subway project. The construction was part of a plan to modernize the area, but this meant that several buildings, including his, had to be demolished. Even though the government offered him money as compensation, he refused to leave. It wasn't just about the money for him. He had lived in that house for many years. It had been his home for a long time, and he felt it was unfair for the government to force him out. He believed that just because the government had big projects, it didn't mean they could take away people's homes. But the government was determined to knock down his house. The building wasn't licensed, so they had every legal right to demolish it. Knowing this, the landlord realized he had to do something bold if he wanted to save his home. That's when he came up with a plan. He decided to cover the entire outside of his house with hundreds of photos of President Xi Jinping, the leader of China. His thinking was simple. No one would dare destroy a building that had the face of Xi Jinping plastered all over it. Tearing down the house could be seen as an act of disrespect toward the country's leader, and he hoped this would make the government reconsider. His plan wasn't just bold, it was smart. Xi Jinping is a powerful figure in China, and many people are careful not to do anything that could be seen as disrespectful to him. At first, the landlord's strategy seemed to work. Nobody touched the building. Government workers hesitated, not wanting to be seen as tearing down something that honored their leader. The building stood untouched for several days. But that wasn't all. The house quickly became famous. People started taking photos of it and sharing the story online. It even went viral on social media, with people amazed at the landlord's clever move. Tourists began showing up just to see this house covered with Xi Jinping's photos. Some compared it to the Cultural Revolution in China, when people used to protect valuable items by covering them with photos of Mao Zedong, the leader at that time, so the Red Guards wouldn't destroy them. Some people online praised the landlord's cleverness, saying that it was a smart way to protect his home. Others even joked that he should turn his house into a museum of Xi Jinping to protect it permanently. His bold move had captured the imagination of people not just in China, but around the world. However, as time passed, the local government found a way around the problem. Instead of demolishing the house right away, they hired police officers to carefully remove all the photos of Xi Jinping. This way, they wouldn't be seen as disrespecting their leader. The police quietly took down each poster until the house was bare again. And once the photos were gone, the government moved forward with the demolition. In the end, the landlord's clever idea only delayed the inevitable. Even though he tried hard to save his home, the building was eventually torn down just as the government had planned. It was a short-lived victory, but the landlord's unique way of standing up to the government left a lasting impression. The story of the house covered in Xi Jinping's pictures became a legend on social media, reminding people of how creative individuals can be when they're trying to protect what's theirs even in the face of powerful governments. That's the story of today. See you soon.